Hello, and welcome to a Broken Binding unboxing of the April title. I believe this is April. I'm a little behind, unfortunately, because it's now May. But, or maybe I'm early. Maybe this is May. But I'm pretty sure this is April. We're going to find out in a second. This, my friends, is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. The first book in the Gentleman Bastards trilogy, which is one of those trilogies that's not actually a trilogy. It's supposed to be like, was it like 9 books? But they haven't they, being Scott Lynch, hasn't published one since, I think, 2013, maybe 2012. So as of right now, it's a trilogy. It's an incomplete series. So there's a bookmark. Yes, April of 2022. I'm a little behind. It's now May. Lies of Locke Lamora. Nice little bookmark on the back side. We have, there's no freedom quite like the freedom of being constantly underestimated. So this is a book that I read many years ago. Over 10 years ago. Perhaps over 12. Because it was definitely before the third book got published. I read this. And then I own the second book, which is Under Red Skies. But I never read the second book because it was one of those things where I was like, no, I'm going to wait until the series is done. That way I don't have to keep waiting or keep refreshing myself. And well, the series never finished. So, so I've never read past the first book here. Clutch one, then run. Clutch twice, get hung. So Lies of Locke Lamora, very fun novel. I remember enjoying the novel. This, I know, has, oh, look at the boards. These are boards that are like PLC boards, similar to the ones in the Powder Mage trilogy, featuring the line artwork of Catrina Barquist. I can't speak English. I know it's a little controversial because apparently the line artwork for Locke Lamora there is very similar to line artwork that was done by someone else. Not blatant plagiarism, but not looking great. And then I know there was Francisco Vegas, cover art by Benjamin Carré, no relation to John Le Carré, well, whose name isn't actually John Le Carré. And Francisco Vegas did internal illustration and papers. For some reason, why do I want to say the person's name was Vargas? But it clearly says Vegas in the copyright there. So let's look at Vegas's illustrations. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful Endpaper illustrations. Should be unique, just like the Powder Mage trilogy. Getting the same Powder Mage vibes there. That is incredible. And of course, we have our stenciled Endpapers. That is top-notch. So, Lies of Locke Lamora is about the titular Locke Lamora of the Gentleman Bastards. Sorry, the Gentleman Bastard Sequence is the name of the series. He is an orphan thief, signed by my Uncle Scott right there. Orphan thief in a group of thieves. Very cunning individual, cunning little young man who uses his wits to get what he wants. While also trying to stay alive. And, well, there's some political upheaval going on, as one can expect in any fantasy series, really. You get a lot of steampunk vibes, if I recall, with Lies of Locke Lamora. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's been over 10 years since I've read it, and I'm due for a reread. And what better way to reread it than with the very, very pretty Broken Binding edition. So the May book, which is, like I said, was it Red Nights Under Red Skies? Red something? Red Seas Under Red Skies. I knew it was Red Skies in there. And then Republic of Thieves, which will be the following title, are going to get, nice little matching treatments as well, which I am very much looking forward to, especially where I'll be reading the second and third books. I know Scott Lynch has been in a little bit of hot water in recent years, in particular with not grooming. Grooming isn't the right word for it, but him and his wife, who's also an author, Elizabeth Bear, had some controversial opinions slung their way over how they were treating, maybe grooming is the right word for it. Not like grooming like you would expect, but they took like an up-and-coming author under their wing and kind of took advantage and kind of abused this author emotionally. Hopefully not sexually. This was a couple of years back. I think it was just more emotional abuse than anything. But yeah, they got into some hot water over that. I know Scott Lynch has been dealing with some mental health issues over the years. But supposedly his Gentleman Bastard sequence is at least further along than, say, Patrick Rothfuss or George R. R. Martin with their own respective works. So maybe of those three, I think our best chance of getting an actual finished series might lie with Scott Lynch. I mean, I imagine George R. R. Martin will finish his series eventually. I mean, the man is writing. He's just writing everything but his main series. He keeps writing supplementary material, but he is writing. I mean, I'm sure he will plan eventually to finish it. Patrick Rothfuss is a different story. That's a different breed. I mean, there have been reports from his editor that he hasn't written a damn thing in years. And, there's more controversial opinions about Patrick Rothfuss, such as his charity, which I know there was rumors that his charity he was using business expenses like for his own living and lifestyle through the charity, but I don't think I think those are partially unfounded. I'm just rambling now. I mean, I don't know how much truth there is into Patrick Rothfuss's controversies. Could be a lot, could be very, could be a lot of truth to it. I don't know. I feel like some of it very well might just be people are upset with Patrick Rothfuss and it's easy fodder to latch onto. But anyways, I will be doing unboxings of the other two titles, as well as every future fantasy book subscription book from The Broken Binding. So I know there's a huge wait list right now for The Broken Binding. So if you are waiting on the wait list, please consider subscribing to just live vicariously through my videos. I have plenty of other unboxing videos on the channel as well as book reviews every week on Tuesdays. So plenty of content to keep you entertained. So check out The Broken Binding. Check out Uncle Scott, Scott Lynch here. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.